Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this empowering full moon in the sign of Leo, happening just days after we've had Pluto move into Aquarius, and we now have the Sun and Pluto opposing this Leo full moon. Overall, this moon is very optimistic and it is inviting you into creative self expression. It is unlocking the aspects of yourself that may have been buried out of fear that they wouldn't be accepted, or out of fear that you would be disapproved of, or just didn't feel safe expressing or showing the world. They are now coming to light, and you are allowing yourself to expand into greater levels of love, greater levels of joy. So before we dive in more deeply with this full moon and I share my screen, I want to welcome you if you are new here. So I do videos where I share the cosmic energy with you from the lens of astrology as well as the Akashic Records. And I want to support you in working with this energy so you can manifest abundance, so you can manifest growth, so you can align with your highest path for this earthly journey. So it's never just about sharing these cosmic shifts, but it's helping you work with them in the highest timeline, in the highest expression. So if that resonates with you, be sure that you subscribe. So, what I want to take a look at first that's going to help us more deeply understand the expression of this full moon is the powerful shift of Pluto into Aquarius, opening up a new 20-year cycle. We are stepping into a new era of how money is distributed on the planet, our understanding of abundance and wealth, a new understanding of leadership, the rise in the heart centered, soul led leader. We are understanding more deeply the power that we all hold to make a difference on the planet, moving out of this old idea that systems and structures have to change in our world and that we have no control over that. And we are beginning to step up and recognize we play a role in changing these systems, changing these structures. It's like power to the people, no longer stepping back as victims, but embodying our power. Power is another key word here. We are understanding our power in a new way, our creative power, our ability to affect change in this world, a deeper understanding of unity and connection. Connection is a big word for so many of us in 2024, wanting to connect, wanting to co-create together, because each of us have unique gifts and talents that we have cultivated throughout lifetimes, fine-tuned throughout this life journey, that we are meant to share with the world. And when we come together with other people, there is power in that. We are grounded in our truth. So we are at the beginning of this new era, this new cycle, and anything that Pluto touches, it forever transforms. And the Aquarian energy is about creating positive change in the world and understanding that we each play a role in what that looks like. We each play a role in determining collective energy and collective consciousness. So, what I keep hearing from the records is we're moving out of this waiting energy, waiting for things external to us to shift before we feel good, before we experience more love and unity on the planet. And we are remembering our power to shift our frequency, to shift our energy, and to align with a new experience, to align with a new reality. So I'm very excited for this change that we are all part of co-creating. So let me pull up the chart here so you can have a visual representation of the energies that are at play here. There's a lot going on in this chart. It is very dynamic. So we have the moon down here at 5 degrees of Leo, opposing the Sun and Pluto in Aquarius. So understanding the Leo archetypal energy, Leo is very playful, it is very creative, and this full moon is unlocking new levels of self-expression. So there may be parts of you that in the past you didn't feel safe showing to the world. You didn't feel safe expressing. But with this opposition with Pluto here, it's awakening those dormant parts of you. And you are understanding that It's a gift to the world when you claim your desires, when you show up in your truth, when you shine brightly, when you are unapologetic about claiming your space, you are unapologetic about what you want to create and experience. There's a boldness here with this Leo energy. I find Leo energy is often misunderstood, and we see it just from the lens of the shadow aspect. And every zodiac sign has a higher octave expression or a lower octave expression. So, Leo in the shadow is about needing the approval of others. It is about, look at me because I need your eyes on me. I need your attention. I need your focus in order to feel worthy and valuable. So, yes, we want to look at where that may be playing out in our life, where we are needing the approval of others before we feel safe, before we feel worthy. The other shadow aspect is drama. Where are you getting caught up in drama and gossip, which is a very low vibrational frequency that isn't going to feel good? So, where are you allowing yourself to get caught up in drama? Where can you liberate yourself from that? Where can you step away and come back to your blueprint, your soul's frequency, your soul's truth? In the highest octave expression, Leo energy is about leading with love. It rules over the heart space. So there's an element here of following your heart, trusting the wisdom in your heart, and yes, shining unapologetically in your truth, but not because you need to be seen or you need the approval of other people, simply because you came here to shine. You came to this planet to experience joy, to experience abundance. And then we all have the specifics in there about what our soul came here to experience and learn. And Leo is about claiming it. Boldly, unapologetically step up and claim your space. This full moon allows you to look at where you're holding back and playing small. And playing small, this is not based off of what anybody else is doing or saying or what society told you playing big is meant to look like. When I say stepping away from playing small, it's looking at where you're settling for less than what you want, where you are dimming your light out of fear of disapproval or not feeling safe being all of you. Playing big, playing all out, to me really means being all of who you came here to be, not holding back your light, not holding back your truth, leading from the heart, leading with love. And again, this opposition here with Pluto, Pluto transforms whatever it touches. It is going to the depths and unearthing those aspects of yourself that are wanting to be seen, that are wanting to be heard. So this could bring you back to some childhood stuff as well. But again, there's not a heaviness with this moon. It's more that inner child within us all that wants to play, that wants to have fun. Because otherwise, there can be a bit of a seriousness with this energy. And I'm feeling that in the collective as well, with all this talk around Pluto into Aquarius. And I mean, I'm sharing about it too. Power to the people, changes in leadership. We don't want that to turn into an element of pressure. When we're in that energy of pressure, where our body kind of, well, it does, it tenses up and we freeze, and we're actually not able to access our creativity or our logic or to really take the steps needed to create change in our life. So I really like that this Leo moon, and I'm hearing this message from the records, it's reminding us not to take it all so serious and to have fun and to play and to laugh and to look at what does it mean to have fun in your life, and where are you just kind of going through the motions, checking things off your list, moving from goal to goal, but not taking time to actually celebrate, to actually feel good, to feel grateful for all you have in this moment. We're always going to be evolving and learning and growing, and that is part of life. We just don't want to miss out on life because we're too in our head chasing the next goals, and we're not allowing ourselves to land in our body and feel a deep sense of gratitude. So, message from the records: take time to prioritize play in your life. Take time to do your gratitude journals, but not just from a place of, oh, I'm supposed to feel grateful, I'm going to write this down, and it's very cerebral. Like, actually allow it to land in your body. Leo energy, feel it in your heart. Feel the gratitude deeply in your heart. Allow yourself to move from this space, because this energy here also speaks about expanding into love. bringing love into our daily life. And when things are touched through the lens of love, they transform, they alchemize, and we step into our power as the conscious creators of our life. Because as long as we're stuck in fear and the illusion, things seem harder than they need to be. As soon as we look at it through the lens of love, we open up doors of opportunity, doors of possibility. This is something I've really been working on, even from the second half of last year into this year, noticing where I am in judgment of myself and looking at it through the lens of compassion. And so, where am I judging myself a little too harshly? And what if I could just be more compassionate? And it's amazing how that can instantly alchemize it. It also makes all the sense in the world. So, some other powerful aspects at play in this chart. So the moon in Leo is squaring Jupiter. Jupiter is also squaring the sun in Aquarius here. Jupiter is the planet of abundance. It is the planet of expansion. There is a lot of expansion you can step into with this energy. This is incredibly expansive, this aspect here with the moon. And what it's inviting you to do is step out of the comfort zone. Jupiter in Taurus is very practical and kind of looking at what's familiar, what's comfortable. But as we all know, nothing grows in that place. There was like, it reminds me of a meme that I saw a while ago floating around on social media. Like the comfort zone is great, but nothing grows there. And we have to recognize where we're continually prioritizing comfort, familiarity over growth and evolution. Because what happens is if we're continually just prioritizing what is familiar, what's comfortable, eventually we become bored. Eventually we realize we have all these desires that are going unmet because we've been too afraid to act on them in the moment, too afraid to create a change, too afraid to trust our intuition when it was pulling us in a certain direction. So this really is about, there is growth, there's expansion here, but there's new aspects of you that are wanting to emerge, which means you have to integrate those younger parts of you that may have been left behind, that are stuck in places of trauma. This may even be releasing the old identities that actually aren't a reflection of who you are today, what you know to be true today, and what you desire to create and experience. And again, full moons support us with that releasing. Now, I don't see this energy though as being overly heavy. There is an optimism here, but there is this call to, you must expand, you must allow those parts of you to be expressed, creatively expressed, that in the past felt unsafe, maybe now still feel unsafe, but you know you're called toward that. This Aquarius energy is about thinking outside of the box. It is the rebel, it is the visionary. So it has a desire. Anybody that has a lot of Aquarius energy in their chart tends to be very unique. They always have a component to them that's very much a rebel, not wanting to fit into the status quo. They're out of the box thinkers. And this energy is being very strongly activated collectively right now with Pluto and the sun conjunct in this sign opposite the moon in Leo. So it's looking at where you have boxed yourself in. Often we do this to ourselves. Yes, there are societal structures that have led to feeling trapped or boxed in some way. But more than anything, we do this to ourselves by the rules we create about what is possible for us, what the world looks like. We create these self-imposed limitations that create these boxes that sometimes feel really safe, but again, eventually lead to boredom in our life, and we're not growing and evolving. So this full moon is an incredible opportunity to break out of that box, to set yourself free. Freedom is another word I'm hearing from the records. Emotional freedom, financial freedom. With Jupiter here, the opportunity for you to open up to the flow of abundance in your life, to financial abundance in your life by thinking outside of the box. The way we are collectively looking at money, understanding money is shifting big time. that's really coming to the forefront with this full moon as well. And you can use this in your own life. How can you share your gifts, share your talents to make a difference in the world, to help somebody else heal, awaken what's on your heart to share? Aquarius and Leo are very much the zodiac sign, the axes in the zodiac that are about self expression, that are about having the courage to share your gifts with the world. Leo is where we cultivate the confidence to do that, where we're noticing fear of visibility is taking over and we're hiding. Even if we're showing up, we're not really expressing who we are. It's allowing ourselves to take those walls down, be confident, show up, be seen. The Aquarius energy is then where we share those gifts to make a difference for the collective, to make a difference not just in our own life or for the sake of our own self expression, but to empower those around us, to help those around us. And this is a big shift this year. So I talked about this in the mini series that I recently did. I still have the replays up because I've been getting such positive feedback from them, and I still see people jumping in and watching and like benefiting. So I'll put the link above if you want to sign up for that mini series. And now you'll be able to access all 3 days. So the first replay is on my Facebook page, my personal page. Day 2 and 3 are in my Facebook group. We focused on these themes around abundance and leadership and impact, and we did work together in the Akashic Records. So it's very aligned, really, especially with this shift of Pluto into Aquarius, which inspired the mini series. But now, as I study this full moon, I see it's a very aligned with this theme of self-expression, claiming our space, not allowing fears of visibility to hold us back from living a fulfilling life and making a difference on the planet. So that's a powerful aspect here. Now, the ruler of the sun in Aquarius is Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus right now, and the day after the full moon, it's going to go direct. It's currently retrograde. I see this being very significant as well. It's also trining Mars and Mercury in the sign of Capricorn. So again, there's this element of breaking free, liberating yourself from any boxes you've created that fence you in, that feel safe, but ultimately don't serve you. There's an element of freedom, of self expression, of liberation, of it may feel like you're recalibrating to this new version of you that is wanting to emerge. And part of that may bring up an element of grief for those parts of you that you realize like they belong in the past instead of the future. There's definitely an element here of accelerated transformation and new aspects of the self emerging. Now, there's a lot of Capricorn energy at play here, which is quite powerful, yet it's not the main theme of this full moon, but it's still worth looking at. So we have Mars, Mercury, and Venus in the sign of Capricorn, which is an earth sign that is very practical, very grounded. There's an element here of you are creating a new foundation in your life. Foundations are key. Capricorn reminds us of this, that when we have a solid foundation, our growth is unlimited. If our foundation is shaky, our results can feel shaky in life. So this energy is, what is the foundation you are building? Collectively, we are building a new foundation. And individually, many of us are as well, or we're looking at where we need to strengthen the foundation in our life. There's an ambitious energy here as well, especially this aspect between Mars and Mercury and Uranus that is like wanting you to go for it. It's bringing changes as well for any of you that have a business. This is changing the way you show up in your business. It is allowing it for the expansion to come in. There's going to be changes you need to make, and changes in really positive ways. The changes are actually you being more of you, you being willing to look at the pieces that need to be adjusted, that need to be cleaned up, the structure that needs to be brought in for your next level of success, for your next level of abundance and impact. This is changes here, but Capricorn gives us the motivation to make those changes and the persistence. If we don't see the turnaround right away, it's the understanding that there's things happening behind the scenes. Sometimes we need to persist with our action. And then when we hold the energy long enough, when our habits and we develop new habits, a new way of seeing the world, then the external shifts and begins to match that. So there's changes here to foundations that are happening with this Capricorn energy. So let me see what else is going on here. Saturn's also coming into the equation. It is sextiling Venus and also sextiling Jupiter. This again speaks to changes in finances, in your career path, and a lot of abundance that you can tap into. Remember, more than anything, abundance and wealth are frequencies. So it's not about falling into the trap of looking at your bank account and then deciding how you feel based on what those numbers are. It's not about looking at the current reality and then allowing that to influence how you feel. This is about stepping into your power and remembering at any moment you choose the frequency you embody. You choose the timeline you align with. It's not the other way around. As conscious creators, we recognize our power to shift our frequency to become a match to new experiences. So this energy is really speaking to that as well. There's an element of confidence coming in with the North Node and Chiron in Aries, where you're letting go of some of those old wounds around who am I to do this, feelings of guilt around wanting what you want, and you're feeling empowered. There's a new level of courage that's coming in to go after what you want. So that energy, super powerful and fun. I would say those are the main themes with this full moon. So I'm going to stop the share here. So to sum all of this up, look at how you are being called to express yourself right now. What is the unique expression of your soul? You don't need to clearly, like, from a cerebral level, know all the answers to these questions. It's often about the exploration of them, getting curious about what that looks like, which is that Leo energy. Let me have fun. Let me express. Let me try on these different roles. And, as children, we do that often. Like, I remember as a kid, like one day I would be a model, the next day I was a mom, the next day I was a cook, like play these different roles, right? Like during playtime is what I mean. I would take on those different roles and just kind of play and explore and express. And that's what we're being brought back to right now, just that playful self-expression. So share with me below, what are you manifesting in this beautiful full moon energy? I will share the link to my mini series below. For those who are wanting to go deeper, I also have enrollment open for my Akashic certification. So this is where I certify other light workers and healers in the Akashic Records. You learn to master working in the Akashic field, how to access wisdom from your records to gain insight on your soul path, your soul gifts, your soul journey throughout lifetimes and different dimensions. And then you have this beautiful tool that allows you to read the records for others and also do healing work in this space, activations in this space, to bring people back to alignment with their higher self and their highest paths for this earthly journey. So I'll share that link below. And I'm also sending you all so much love. Enjoy this full moon in Leo, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.